He's having a problem with the reaction that people give him. The love that people give me it's hurting this guy's heart. He's insecure with himself. Well, the Carmen Bryant said you insecure with yourself, the JayZ.
I don't hear nobody out there.
Shortly after finding out that I was pregnant, I'd moved in with Tamir, the father of the baby I was about to have, in his house in New Jersey, which I'd decided to spend my album money fixing up. Girl, why would you fix up his house? Girl, ding, ding, ding. Let's take it back a little bit. Y'all's the one that told me that Nokio's real name was Tamir. How am I supposed to know that? I didn't know that. It don't say that in the Wikipedia. It say his name is Nickety Knott or Nick Cannon or some shiz like that. But y'all told me, okay, now I know. Every day you learn something. Now, I would definitely contribute to the household moving forward. Now, I know she looks back on all that money she spent in that man's house saying, why did I spend all that money in that man's house? Of course, I wanted my child to grow up with the benefit of two parents being there. Something I'd never had. But this guy and I barely knew each other before conceiving a baby. Hold on, pause. Nokio? He might have been the cutest of Drew. He might not have been the cutest of Drew Hill. What did he do? Did he sing to you, Angie? How did he get the draws? And then how did y'all come up with, let's have a baby together? I don't know. Bless your heart. Plus, I hadn't grown up with an example of what a good father or husband was. I honestly didn't know if this was the man I was meant to be with forever. But when I saw what a committed father he was to Jordan, his 3-year-old son from a former relationship, I had faith that he would be a good dad to our child. Okay. That was the one thing I wanted to get right. The only thing I did know, because I just knew this was a blessing from God, was that I would try to do all I could to create that family setting. June came around and this was the first summer jam that I was ever going to miss. The station sent a camera crew to my house so I could welcome the crowd on the big screen. In the video, I look like 4 of me. When you're pregnant, you're supposed to have a belly. Well, I was like a full house. In the meantime, back at the station, Sonny Anderson had been filling my time slot. I'm sure Sonny wondered if I was ever going to come back. As it happened, my time off was more than a maternity leave. Actually, they never paid me for my maternity leave. Technically, my contract was up, and I was in no rush to sign another one. My explanation was that I needed time to figure things out. Not only was I moving into a new house and having a baby, but I hadn't taken a break since I was 18 years old and desperately needed one. Then I go to have a C-section and they give me morphine for the pain. Well, it turns out that I have some sort of allergy to morphine, so I break out in hives. I'm scratching everywhere. Could it get any worse? No. Instead, everything becomes perfect because in the next moment, I'm holding my son for the first time. And he is amazing and worth every moment and more. Nico Tamir Ruffin. 8 pounds, 9 ounces. A hefty baby. I was so high from the morphine, the first thing I said to my son was, quote, "You're not going to bring home any dirty girls to mommy's house, right?" End quote. My son's father almost didn't factor in. In such a weird way, at one point, I began to wonder, is this guy going to do more? How does this work? Is he supposed to share more of this worry and responsibility? Girl, that's another reason why I ain't want to have no children. I already have commitment issues. And having a child, is a huge commitment. And I've been told that that is very selfish of me to not want to produce another being. First of all, it's enough beings out here, okay? Second of all, I think it would be selfish of me to have a child knowing that I'm not a mother. I mean, anybody can have a child and produce a child, but I knew at a very young age that I was not capable of being that person. I had done enough with helping to raise my younger siblings, and I was done. You don't want them to do more because they're never going to do it right or the way you want it done. My girlfriend Yvette advised me, so you should do it yourself. You are so right. I agreed. It was such great advice. Let me just handle this. This is not to say that Timur didn't do anything, but in my own little world, he just didn't really play in. I mean, he was there, but the mother, the breastfeeder, you are the one. The guy will be sleeping and you are up at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 5 a.m, 7 a.m. At this point, I was doing what I had to for Nico by myself. My son was 3 months old when I started getting calls from management at Hot asking, "Hey, are you coming back to work?" Nico was almost 4 months old when I got a call about being a guest host on The View. I was still in that cloudy stare, in a daze. I still had my baby weight and felt swollen and gross. I didn't think it was the right fit for me, but it was an opportunity to be on a really successful show. That was some of the old me coming back to life, telling myself, no matter how you're feeling, you get up and you show up. I arrived at the View studio on the west side of Midtown Manhattan and was shocked. I looked around. Oh, the world is still happening. People are still doing this. Everybody is still working. It was the Twilight Zone. During the show, I barely said anything. I didn't feel connected to anything that they were talking about. I mean, I'm okay with going outside of my comfort zone. I'm just not into putting a square peg into a round hole. The cast at the time was Barbara Walters, Joy Behar, Meredith Vieira, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, Star Jones in that group. Oh, that Star Jones girl, that goddamn, what's his name? Not Al Roker. Al Goop the Bitches. Him, when I tell you, he is a piece of work, y'all. He been getting over on bitches a long time. He used that Star Jones up until she lost that job at The View. He used that Claudia Jordan up until he could no longer make money off of, what is that show, TGIF? Is that what it's called? The show with Funky Dineva, Claudia Jordan, and Al. It's not Al Roker. I don't know his name, but that mother hunter is a user. Bitches, stay out the way. Stay out the way. I believe that ninja will be straight for pay and gay for pay, and them the worst kind of ninja. You have to be aggressive. Get in there. Get your points out. They don't wait for you to say your opinion. It was intense and did not feel particularly inviting or warm. Cut to Friday, October 29th, 2004. The parking garage of Madison Square Garden, where I'm waiting in a long line to get my car after seeing one of the most amazing and bizarre concerts of my life. Just then, I get a call from Mike Kaiser of Def Jam. "Yo, where you at?" Mike asks. "Just left the building," I say. "It's late and I have to get on the road, but Mike has an interview that needs to happen right now." Do y'all remember the Best of Both Worlds tour, where JayZ said that him and RKelly was getting into it? Whatever had really happened to RKelly backstage was clearly a story yet to behold. First of all, Angie, you know I'm not a catty dude. I'm not here to be catty. I don't know about that. That's not what that lady Carmen said. That's not what she said. Angie, right. JayZ. And you know what I'm saying? But you know you can't put me out there like that. And you know what I'm saying? Like there's people that had their tickets a month, 2 months. And you know what I'm saying? Yes, JayZ, we know what the fuck you saying. Just say it, goddamn. They don't see a show. You know what I'm saying? So we having problems on tour. I'm holding this kid down like, you know, he's saying he's having problems with life. He's not having problems with life. He's having a problem with the reaction that people give him. The love that people give me is really, it's hurting this guy's heart. He's insecure with himself. Well, the Carmen Bryant said you insecure with yourself. The JayZ. Angie, this is not the first time this happened, right? JayZ, no, this is the 5th time. Maybe because I have a relationship with him, I believed everything he told me about what happened that night. But there's always 2 sides to the story though, right? In the middle of talking with Jay, my program director, Tracy, called. Is everything okay up there? Is he on? Yeah, everything's good. Don't worry. Well, I just got word from RKelly's people that he wants to come up too. Unbelievable. Angie, obviously you don't want to talk to RKelly right now. JayZ, you could talk to him and I'll leave the building. Y'all could have a great conversation. Angie, okay. JayZ, you know when he wants to talk to me, tell him, man, look me in my face and talk to me. Angie, okay, ... The likeliness of the tour continuing is very laughter. It's, I'm sure, not good. JayZ, I'm going. You can do whatever you want to do. Thanks a lot. New York, I love you. I swear. Jay left and 20 minutes later, RKelly came walking in. It must have been about 2:30 a.m. and I was on the radio with RKelly. When I asked if he had a problem with jealousy or ego when it came to Jay, RKelly shrugged it off, saying, I love performing. I'm very secure with who I am. I have no motive, no reason to be jealous of JayZ. I'm a fan of Jay. I'm going to always be a fan of Jay. Tonight had nothing to do with Jay getting the better response. I'm 15 years deep in this game. I know what Jay is at home. I expected Jay to rip down the garden. So RKelly explains the deals with the guns. He'd been getting death threats, so his people had to have pistols. You know, he had them in the crowd. JayZ said, well, you're supposed to be looking for the mother hunchy that is trying to hurt RKelly, not point the guns at me. I know I saw what I saw. Well, then he went on to say one of the promoters sent out more security and convinced him to get back on stage. And that was when he and members of his entourage were pepper sprayed. Then he went to the hospital to be treated. So now enters Ebro. You know Ebro. Ebro has the show with DJ. It's not DJ. It's the dude from back home. Like he's from Montgomery County. And it's another Latino chick that's with them. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. But Ebro is the program director now. She goes on to discuss Obama. My president is black. I'll never forget it. Right before my mom died, one of the things she did experience was a black president. And I remember her saying, well, y'all got y'all black president. The Hot 97, where I grew up, was different from the place where I found myself working in the years between 2009 and 2014. Before I ever really thought of going anywhere else, there were certain moments of awareness that took place and made me start to think about life beyond the only radio home I'd ever had. Some of these had nothing to do with Hot and everything to do with me and my own fears that I couldn't make it anywhere else. It was true that my identity just seemed synonymous with the station and that my relationships were intertwined. Without Hot 97, who was I? Was it enough to just be me, Angie Martinez? So reflecting on her time at Hot 97, she discusses her interviews that meant the most to her. Of course, JayZ, Lil Wayne, Chris Brown. The thing about the Chris Brown interview, this is around the time where him and Rihanna had that situation. Dave Chappelle, ASAP, everything was changing. Our morning show with DJs Cypher Sounds and Peter Rosenberg, that's his name, Rosenberg, that's his name, was struggling against Power 105.1's Breakfast Club. Angela Yee, formerly of Sirius Radio, DJ Envy, formerly of Hot 97, and Charlamagne the God, former sidekick of Wendy Williams, were a force. Posted March 6, 2014. VH1 announces new reality show. This is Hot 97 BET. TV station's latest program gives a behind-the-scenes look at New York radio. I think that was the best thing they ever did, was to put the DJs on camera. Don't forget, she's at the point now where she feels like she's done all she could do at Hot 97. My first day at Power was like the first day at a new school. I didn't know what to expect. I was walking into a station and going to work with people who had been considered our enemy at Hot 97 for so many years. My first introduction was as a guest on The Breakfast Club. Friends or foes, I had met most of them before, and they were all radio pros. DJ Envy. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest that's usually not on that side of the mic. She's usually on this side of the mic. Charlamagne, yes. Angie, this is. I hate being on this side of the mic. It's the weirdest thing ever. Charlamagne, a radio icon, DJ Envy. That's right. Charlamagne, the legendary DJ Envy. Yes, Charlamagne, Miss Angie Martinez. DJ Envy, the voice of New York. Angela Yee, one of the only people that has ever made Charlamagne nervous. DJ Envy, how does it feel? Everybody wants to know why. You know you've been with the station for 15 years. Charlamagne, let's get it out the way. Angela Yee, yeah. DJ Envy, why? Angie, honestly, it was time for me to go. And this company offers so much opportunity for growth. I want to be in different cities. I want to be able to grow. I want to be able to have new challenges, see new things. I want to learn this studio, how this studio works. And it was just time. You know, I feel like I done what I can do in that company. And I think my friendships remain. To me, all I say is y'all just gave me more money. Not bad for a first day, but I have to admit that I was definitely having some anxiety about my first show on the air. For starters, I worried that I'd say Hot 97 instead of Power 105.1. Out of habit or whatever, or that I was going to give out the Hot 97 number by accident just because it was such a part of my brain by now. In the new place, I had all kinds of worries. But the funny thing is that as soon as I hit that on-air button, it was like ... Is this me? Is this the right button? What up, New York tri-state area? It's Power 105.1. I said it. It's Angie Martinez. I'm still here.
Hey.